The question is, when will people start feeling the sanctions? The banks are already hesitant about granting loans or only give them at high interest rates. And that makes everyone suffer, especially Russian businesses. Valery Mironov worked at the Russian Central Bank for many years, and he's very familiar with the capital needs of companies. He says the Russian economy has enough reserve assets.
The Russian economy can survive completely autonomously for at least a year without any large company having to go bankrupt. But growth and innovation in production will slow noticeably. And the longer you go on without making new investments and only pay off your debts, whether from your own reserve assets or from the government's reserve funds, which is around $450 billion, the less modernization there is, and you lose your competitiveness.
In Germany, people are also discussing the latest sanctions, especially those that target the Russian energy sector.
The sanctions will have a negative effect on the Russian economy. All the high-tech equipment they need to drill for oil and natural gas comes from the West. They have equipment now, but what about in 2 or 3 years, when they have to exploit more difficult deposits or scrap the old equipment? Then they're dependent on machinery from the West, and if the sanctions remain in place, they will have no way of getting to the oil and gas.
These French warships will still be exported to Russia. Paris managed to push through that provision during sanction talks. It argued that the collapse of this contract, inked long ago, would threaten too many jobs. But from now on, weapons and armaments are subject to export bans. That will affect other sectors of the EU.
The shipments to Russia affect not only goods for purely military uses. We also have goods that can be used for military as well as civilian purposes. That's the meaning of dual use. There are goods such as weapons, but there are also goods such as transmissions or machine tools, which can be used for both military or civilian purposes.
That includes products made by the Pilz company in the state of Baden-Württemberg. The company is a supplier for machine engineering factories around the world, including in Russia. Pilz manufactures emergency stop systems for fully automated production lines. The CEO requires her clients to submit certificates in order to rule out that her products are being used for the weapons industry, but she's expecting a drop in sales due to the sanctions.
It's important to us that we remain in dialogue with our partners in Russia. The most important thing, though, is that there is a return to peace there, that people start talking to each other again and trusting each other. So we support these sanctions. It's not about client orders. It's about peace returning to that region.
In the meantime, the brokers at Moscow's trade center are waiting with bated breath. How bad will the effects of the sanctions be? And above all, will Putin back down? When will the Russian economy slide into recession?